A Conservative campaigner claims to have been subjected to sickening anti-Semitic abuse while out campaigning in Birmingham. So Michael Rowe, he's a parliamentary assistant and campaigner for the Tories who also serves as the chair of the Young National Jewish Assembly. He was told by a woman that, quote, Jews are not welcome here. That's as he leafleted a quiet street in his Brum hometown. The incident has been reported to West Midlands Police. We've got a comment from them in just a tick. But this comes after anti-Semitic hate crime incidents in Britain hit a record high, rising by 589%, a whopping number, after Hamas attacked Israel in October last year. So, Michael, welcome to the show. Good evening. Just explain to me what happened. How far into the campaign trail were you? What kind of street was it? And also, what was the woman like? Can you give us a description?
Yeah, good evening, Ben. Thank you very much for having me on your show. It's a pleasure to speak to you. As you say, I was campaigning on a quiet street in Birmingham. It was not a particularly busy time of the day when I was leafleting. A lady then approached me from her house. She'd actually just driven into the close, and she asked me why I was there, to which I responded, I'm delivering election literature, which, of course, we all know everyone is free to do in this country. It's a great strength of our democracy.
Of course.
The lady then responded, well, you're not welcome here, to which I responded, well, why not? And she said, because you're Jewish. So it was completely explicit in what she said. She used anti-Semitism. She used that explicitly on the streets of Britain. I think it's a growing problem. As you say, since the 7th of October, it's only got worse. And this problem is continuing to escalate, and we're seeing it across the country. So,
Michael, how did she know you were Jewish? First question.
So she can identify that by the skull cap that I wear on my head.
Right.
So just should say for context that I've worn that for a long time all around the country, all different events. And I have to say, I've never experienced anything like this before. But since the 7th of October, these attacks and these types of racial slurs and racial insults are ever increasing, and it's a big problem.
Was she a white woman, a black woman? What does she look like?
She was a white, middle-aged lady. As I say, never met her before, didn't have any reason to come across, so I wasn't even looking to speak to her because it was only a letter that I was delivering. I wasn't even knocking on her door to speak to her about the election, and she then felt it was appropriate to use that slur against me.
Well, look, sorry you went through that, but I mean, of course, we saw the stat in the introduction there, nearly 600% rise in anti-Semitic hate crimes. I'm not sure if you were watching the debate earlier between Sir Keir Starmer and Rishi Sunak, but there was yet another pro-Palestine mob outside. You could hear them in the studio. Do you blame this kind of incident you went through, the horrible behaviour you were subjected to, on this pro-Palestine movement that we've seen since, October, since Hamas attacked Israel?
Yes, I mean, anti-Semitism has unfortunately always been a problem, and it's not looking likely it's going to go away anytime soon. But since the Hamas attacks, the terrorist attacks of the 7th of October, where innocent civilians obviously were murdered in cold blood, we have seen a massive increase in anti-Semitism. And I have to say, the pro-Palestinian rallies are making things even worse. Now, obviously, everyone has the right to freedom of expression, to democracy. Everyone has the right to protest in our country. That does not mean everyone has the right to insult other people. And I've seen for myself that I wouldn't want to walk into pro-Palestinian marches I've seen as I leave work in the centre of London on almost a weekly basis. And it's absolutely disgraceful.
Michael, very sorry you went through that. It's disgusting, it's vile, and I'm sure, most normal thinking people would condemn it completely. Please don't let it put you off campaigning, because as you said, politics from whatever side of the argument you're on is the cornerstone of our democracy. So please carry on, and we hope you aren't subjected to any more vile behaviour like that in the future. When we did contact the police earlier today, West Midlands told us a 24-year-old man was delivering leaflets on Elm Road in Birmingham on the morning of 23rd of June when he reported being verbally abused. The victim reported the incident to us on Tuesday, the 25th of June, and we've launched an investigation. We're treating the incident as a hate crime.